92.3 Nigeria Info. Keep your dial locked for sustainable development.
It's 6 o'clock.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good morning, it's Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning, Rivers State among 21 at risk as NIMET issues fresh flood alert for July. NBA demands justice over killing of lawyer in Port Harcourt. Rivers government responds to House of Representatives budget queries. Suspected abusive relationship ends in tragedy in Rivers State. ASU branches suspend lectures over delayed salaries. On the foreign scene, death toll from flash floods in Texas rises. I'm Ifechuku Moyele with the news. Now, Rivers State is one of the 21 states the Nigeria Meteorological Agency NIMET has placed on flood alert for July 2025, warning of possible flash floods due to ongoing rainfall patterns across the country. Other states at notable risk include Lagos, Edo, Benue, Sokoto, Bayelsa, Delta, and Akwa Ibom. NIMET urged residents in these areas to take precautionary measures such as clearing drainage systems, switching off electricity during flooding, preparing emergency kits, and relocating if necessary. It comes amid criticism of state government by environmental health groups, climate researchers, and town planners. They accuse many states of mismanaging over 620 billion naira in ecological funds despite repeated flood disasters. The Africa Environmental Health Organization and other stakeholders have called for stricter oversight of how ecological funds are spent, especially as many flood-prone areas remain unprepared and vulnerable. In Port Harcourt, heavy rains flooded key roads, causing gridlock all day. Motorists were stuck in traffic for hours on major roads like the East-West Road, NTA Road, SARS Road, among others. Some commuters were forced to walk long distance due to lack of commercial vehicles on the road. Moving on now, the Rivers State government has responded to the request by the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Rivers Emergency Rule regarding the 2025 budget. Last Monday, the committee gave the state government 48 hours to justify several allocations, including 24 billion naira for CCTV cameras at the state government house, 30 billion naira for gunboats, and 23 billion naira for contingency reserves. A source tells our correspondent that the government has submitted its response to the lawmakers' demand. The source did not, however, specify whether all the committee's concerns were addressed. It's not clear when the meeting was held. Well, away from that, some callers on Wazobia FM's PH Community Matters have raised concerns over constant harassment by alleged task force officials. Now, according to the callers, these individuals demand outrageous fees as much as 25,000 naira from small shop owners, and if they don't pay, they are either beaten up or their goods taken away. They called for the intervention of the government.
I dey sell for container shop, but people wey dey give me dey dey pass money wey be say food dey sell for normal block shop no go even dey pay. I even carry my gen if I no pay. There's almost paper on 30th of this month because I no fit do business. My gen now they don carry am. Government help me abeg. Make the thing too much. Some go come go pay, some go come go pay. We complain of their customers. I fear tax force for Rivers State for that whole area. The guy that carry on some media man dey come. The guy no even carry passenger like that o. Na so dem drop the guy for there. Keep punching. The way they beat the guy, connect the motor like kidnapper. This is very serious to me. So if I talk say, come at the station or the people who dey take charge of that council, you dey hear me now. How those guys will keep plenty for ground one day for am.
In another development, the Nigerian Bar Association NBA has condemned the killing of one of its members, Bright Nda Ohwo, who was reportedly killed in Port Harcourt on Saturday. Reports say Ndaho was attacked around 8 p.m. after shopping at a supermarket at Rumomasi. Eyewitnesses said 3 armed men entered his vehicle and shot him without taking any valuables. Reacting to this, the NBA president Afam Osigwe, in a statement, expressed outrage over the tragic incident, describing it as senseless and brutal, and demanded immediate justice. Away from that, residents of Rumuchakara Street in Choba Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State are in shock after a suspected case of domestic abuse turned deadly over the weekend. The incident involved 2 lovers from Emwokwa local government area, Sonny Amadi, known as Saint, an estate agent from Elibrada community, and Cynthia Chukunda from Rumodogo. Neighbors say it all started on Friday night after a minor quarrel. Sonny reportedly tried to leave the house, but she didn't let him. Around 2 a.m. Saturday, neighbors say they saw fire and smoke coming from the apartment. Sonny was found crawling out with severe burns and was rushed to the hospital where he later died. A viral video later shows Cynthia in a hospital bed also badly burnt. Neighbors say the couple had a history of violent fights and record Cynthia allegedly stabbing Sonny last December and once poured petrol on him, threatening to set him ablaze during an argument in February. Now, they said Sonny moved out for 2 months but later returned. The neighbors are calling for police investigations into what they describe as a long-running case of abuse. The Rivers State Police Command has yet to comment on the incident. Now, reacting to this, the coordinator, Rivers State Response Team on Violence Against Women and Children, Tombari Dumkakote, said the lady should turn herself over to the police for proper investigation into the matter. And he said it is a case of culpable homicide. He also urged people in abusive relationships to quit. He says it is the 7th death linked to domestic violence in the state in the last 2 months.
Whether she's being treated in any hospital or not, she needs to make the police know where her location is. She needs to turn in herself. If she's receiving any treatment, after that treatment, the history of the relationship needs to be investigated, and then she will be held to account for whatever incident would have happened.
Away from that, some residents of Port Harcourt have shared mixed reactions following recent comments by former Minister of Youth and Sports, Solomon Dalong, describing Governor Fubara as too soft and honest for politics. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, some disagreed, saying being soft or honest does not equate to weakness. Instead, such qualities should be encouraged among Nigerian politicians. Others noted that Fubara's calmness is what the state needs to progress.
Being soft or honest in politics does not really make one bad or make one a bad politician. At least it's one of the attributes of leadership. But being extremely soft in politics is something that is not very good, which can have negative results, because sometimes one will have to take harsh decisions in some situations.
With his nature, the around politicians are human. Maybe because you don't go about destroying like that makes him a soft man. Two of us cannot behave the same way. Fubara is a human being. We need human beings to rule rivers. We don't want this war type. We are gentle people. So we need somebody Fubara.
It might be too soft, but he is not too honest. It's obvious that he attained this position through some form of godfatherism, and that is not a honest way.
I would advise other politicians to emulate, because we hardly see honest politicians in this current dispensation of our nation.
Moving on, a spokesman of the Emeka Bekele-led APC in Rivers State, Mr. Darlington Wuju, has dismissed the recent claims made by the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike as a distraction. Wike alleged that the wife of former Minister of Transportation Chibuike Amechi may have been indicted in the NDDC forensic audit report, suggesting this was why the Buhari administration never made the report public. Responding, Wuju tells correspondent Suebi Oruwari that the claims were simply aimed at diverting attention. He said instead of making accusations, the FCT minister should resign and allow an independent investigation into recent allegations of land grabbing against him in Abuja.
think that the allegation thrown at the wife of his former boss, Dame Judith Amechi, is diversionary. It is no mere allegation. Documents are there for which a department in the FCTA administration has even issued a query claiming it was that staff that leaked those official documents. The man who is saying release NDDC report, I will resign, has not even had the guts and the courage to resign. It requires that he be investigated.
The FCT minister has, however, denied this. Nwuju, who said he was involved in the National Assembly's probe of NDDC, explained that the findings from the National Assembly contradicted those of the forensic audit. This, he believes, may have been one of the reasons the report was not released.
As an active participant in the process of auditing the activities of the NDDC, the investigative hearing reports from the National Assembly will surely contradict the efforts made selfishly by then Minister of the Niger Delta, Godswill Akpabio. That's why I say I challenge them to release the report of that audit. Then from there we will talk further.
Nwuju has urged Rivers people to reject what he described as politics of bullying and intimidation. Still to come, ASU branches suspend lectures over delayed salaries. Stay with us.
To thrive in a fast-changing
Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. An APC member in Rivers State, Mr. Chizi Nyomasila, has described as unfortunate the recent trade of words between former governors of the state, Chibuike Amechi and Nyesom Wike. In an interview with correspondent Onyeka Chinwosu, Nyomasila said both leaders should have focused on issues and ideas, not personal attacks.
I did not expect that they begin to wash their dirty linen outside. Don't forget that they were first friends and brothers. They had worked together for a very long time, and then coming now to do this. And again, the vicissitude of politics could bring two of them again together. There is nothing you can foreclose in politics. Somebody can be opponent today and then be close allies and friends tomorrow. Of course, if you look at the coalition they are forming, you can see that once enemies are now together, working together. So I don't think that that's a good example for the upcoming people in Rivers State. They could have gone ideological instead of going personal.
A lawyer, Mr. Vincent Chukwu, also spoke on this.
Their misunderstanding or disagreement is inconsequential. I think they should also learn from other states. We are not the only state in Nigeria, so we shouldn't always be in the front burners of the news media all the time, washing maybe our dirty linens in public. The kind of politics that the FT minister tends to play is not a very healthy one for our polity. Whichever way that he has settled with the suspended governor, we want to say that we as Rivers people, Rivers State does not belong to him.
Chukwu further warned the presidency not to use state power to suppress the effort of the new political coalition, saying democracy must be allowed to thrive. Meanwhile, the African Democratic Congress ADC has accused the president Bola Tinubu administration of orchestrating a covert plan to weak meeting convened by some federal officials with former state chairman and key members of the ADC's executive committees in the northeast and northwest regions of the country. In a statement issued on Monday, the ADC's interim national publicity secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, said the meeting's purpose was not related to national security or peace building, but aimed at intimidating or coercing opposition figures. Abdullahi described the move as sabotage rather than politics. In other news, more branches of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, have announced the suspension of services following the delay in payment of salaries. The schools affected so far include University of Jos, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University in Bauchi State, University of Abuja, and Ahmadu Bello University. Recall that the national president of ASU, Professor Chris Pinwana, said the union would invoke the no pay, no work policy on the federal government should there be any form of delay in payment on June 2025 salaries. So far, academics across various tertiary institutions have not been paid. The Academic Staff Union of Polytechnics, in a statement released on Sunday night, also threatened to embark on strike should the government fail to release their salaries. And now Vice President Kashim Shettima says Nigeria remains committed to the ban on nuclear weapon testing. He stated this during a meeting at the Presidential Villa with a delegation from the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, CTBTO, led by its Executive Secretary, Dr. Robert Floyd. Shettima stated that Nigeria, like many countries in Africa, is facing numerous socio-economic challenges, including poverty and climate change.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
The death toll from flash floods that struck Central Texas on Friday has now climbed to more than 100 people, and an unknown number of others are missing. Search and rescue teams are wading through mud-piled riverbanks as more rain and thunderstorms threaten the region, but hope was fading of finding any more survivors 4 days after the catastrophe. Camp Mystics, a Christian all-girls summer camp, confirmed at least 27 girls and a staff were among the dead. 10 girls and a camp counselor are still missing.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
That's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. River State is among 21 at risk as NIMET issues fresh flood alert for July. NBA is demanding justice over killing of a lawyer in Port Harcourt. The River State government has responded to the House of Representatives' budget queries. A suspected abusive relationship has ended in tragedy in River State. ASU branches are suspending lectures over delayed June salaries. And on the foreign scene, you heard death toll from flash floods in Texas has climbed to over 100. The news was edited by Chioma Ezinwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.